Hello guys, welcome to your Fitness Friday this week. We are going to do a little workout that has yoga, Pilates, and other types of fitness exercises for hip strength and stretch. Okay, so we're going to be doing some strengthening exercises as well as some stretches because our hips are so important for us and we want to make sure that we can, keep those both strong and very open so we can feel good and keep carrying on throughout our life and our daily activities. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to start actually just standing and just do a couple of soft bends in the knees, sweep the arms up, and then exhale, tip your chest over your thighs, bring your hands behind your back, and then pull your hips upward as you drop your head down. So this seems more like a hamstring stretch, but we're adding that knee bend to squat a little bit and get into the hips. So now bend the knees again, send the hips back. Sweep your arms up like you're coming into that chair pose in yoga. Breathe in. And then we're going to exhale, pull the elbows back and lift your heels. Strengthening through the calves and then sweep the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, pull the elbows back, lift the heels. And sweep the arms up. Inhale. One more time. Exhale, pull the elbows back, lift the heels. And then take your hands behind your back again. Lower the heels, refold over the legs. Take another moment, breathe in. And then exhale, release the arms, roll slowly up to standing. And then we're going to shift our weight onto just our left foot. We're going to place our right hand over the left hand, bend the left knee, tip from the hips, and reach down towards the floor and then stand up. Okay, so I'm going to show this from the side a little bit as well. I'm just softening through the knee, reaching the hands down and standing up. And I'm going to do 4 more on this leg. So I have palm over palm. And then we're just going down for 2 and up for 2. Nice, slow and controlled. 3 more. Bending into that left knee just a little bit, but hinging mostly from the hips. So we're just basically keeping the knee soft and bending and hinging from the hips. And I really like to do this to warm up, especially if you haven't done a lot of movement yet for the day. Really getting those hips and glutes activated and ready to go. Let's do 1 more here, okay? On this leg. So just down for 2. Up for 2, and then we're going to place the other foot down. Switch the palms. So now I'm going to put left palm over right hand. Bend softly into the right knee, hinge from the hips, down for 2, up for 2. And again, I'm just going to show sides so you can see a little better. Soft bend in the knee, down 2, up for 2. And 4 more here. Down for 2, up for 2. Good. 3 more. Soften the knee. Hinge from the hip, down 2, up for 2, good, 2 more, down for 2, really keep that focus, working that balance, up for 2, 1 more, down for 2, and up for 2, very good. From here, I'm going to pick up my right knee and just kind of hug it towards the chest, circle out that ankle. Reverse, and then with my left hand I'm going to hold that knee and reach the right arm back and lean forward with the left hip to just stretch out the front of that hip. From there, reach both arms forward and push this leg back like you're coming into a warrior 3. Go ahead, bring the hands all the way down, chest towards your left thigh. So right leg is up. We're going to bend both knees, tuck the right knee behind the left, breathe in, and then exhale, push those legs apart. And again, draw the knees together, sink those knees in together, and exhale, push the legs apart. 2 more times, knees draw in together. Exhale, legs press apart. You're going to get some calf stretching and hamstring stretching here as well. Last time, breathe in. And exhale, push those legs apart. Very good. Lower that right foot next to the left. Hug your legs and take a slow roll back up to standing. We're going to go to the other side. So picking up the left knee now, circle that ankle around. Just get that ankle a little stretch, reverse. And then from here, we're going to take the right hand on the knee and reach the left arm back. So twist and care. I'm leading my right hip forward a bit to open and stretch through the front of that hip. Very, very good. And then reach both arms up, push that left heel back, come like you're moving into a warrior 3. And then bring your hands all the way down. Push that left leg nice and high. Breathe in. And then exhale, bend that left knee, tuck behind the right. So a lot of this movement is very slow and controlled. We're working with balance as well. So we want to really be able to stabilize the hips by strengthening the supporting muscles. So those glutes and all of the muscles in your lower back really help with those hip stability and strengthening through all the tendons surrounding that hip as well. So breathing and bending knees, we're getting into the calves and hamstrings here as well. One more time, breathe in and exhale. Push the legs apart, hold. Very good. Release the left foot next to right. Slow roll back up to stand, and then let's just step up so we have some space behind us. Sweep the arms up, inhale, and exhale, fold over your legs. Lift your gaze forward, bend your knees, and we're gonna bring our hands in front of us and curl the heels up. So we're gonna come up, our heels are lifted. Then we're gonna push the heels back down and refold over the legs. We're gonna do that just twice more. So bend into the knees, stretch the calves, stretch the ankles, the knees, and of course that hip joint as we sink down. And one more time, push the heels down, refold. Gaze forward again. Okay, and then bring your hands down, bend your knees, lunge, step, jump, or hop to a plank position. Just hold that plank, breathe in. Exhale again, breathe in. Exhale, take one more breath in. And then as you exhale, walk your feet close together and turn so your lower body is in a side plank. Lower down that right hip. So I roll to my right side. Just take a moment, stretch here. Stretching out those side waist muscles, those oblique muscles. Breathe in. Exhale, engage and pull back up. Come back through your full plank and roll to your left side of the foot. Push that hip all the way down. Just find a stretch, opening up through those obliques, those sideways muscles. Just breathe in. Very good. Exhale. Okay, let's come back up. Come back to that full plank and then back into that downward dog. Just pedal out those feet, one heel back then the other. And then we're going to cross right leg behind the left. Sweep the right leg up, bend the knee. Okay, look under your right arm and begin to open up into a scorpion position. Pushing that foot back. So you can stay there for that hip stretch. If you want to flip that to a wild thing, you can. Whatever feels better for you. And then when you're ready, your right leg comes back up. We're going to lunge that right foot up towards the outside of the right hand and come into our lizard pose. So in case you guys can't see, I'm going to come a little bit to this corner. So your right toes are pointing off to the right. You may not be as low as me, so a lot of people might be up higher like this, which is totally fine. But we're going to add a little twist today so that we're going to get even more into the left hip. So take your right arm, reach back in that lizard, and that might intensify what's going on with your left hip here. If you can, you might even be able to pull that left heel in. But of course, just do that if it feels good for you. If your hip contracts back, then we don't want to go there, okay? So you might just keep reaching. If you can pull this foot in without your hip pulling back, then go for it. So we're going to take a few moments. Breathe in. Exhale, one more breath in. Now unwind from that twist and let's come down. So your hands can walk a little forward. You can come to your elbows, or you can sink a bit deeper with the chest. So those toes are still off to the right. We're still in that lizard pose. Very good job. Okay, so you should still be at the front of your mat. We're going to place our hands down, tuck our left toe under, and then just sweep that right leg up and back. We're going to lunge that right foot right up between the hands. We'll keep the back knee lifted. Just sweep the arms up. We're opening up the front of this left hip here. Just take a moment. Breathe in. Exhale, and then slowly lower that left knee all the way down. Release the toes. We're going to take our right arm back, reach, maybe stay here, or again, maybe pull that foot. So just a low lunge. So the only difference now is that right foot's in the center of your body rather than out to the side for that lizard. Okay, so we're going to unwind there. We're going to place both hands down, tuck that left toe, step all the way back into plank, lower chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. Open that chest up, breathe into the front of your body, and then let's go back to that downward dog. Just walking those feet out, and then left leg crosses behind the right. We're going to sweep it up, bend the knee. Okay, so reaching that hip open and looking under your left arm. So just take a moment there. Breathe. If you want, you can always flip this if you wish. Open that chest up. Okay, and then wherever you're at, take that left leg back up, bring that left heel outside of that left hand, and begin to lower the right knee. So we're coming into lizard. So left toes point off to the left knee kind of bows out to the side. You can stay up here on your hands, or if you're ready to twist with me, left arm reaches back looking at that right foot. You can stay there, or you can pull that right heel in if it's not too intense for you. And of course, some of us might be more here. We just want to avoid that hip pulling up and back. So make sure that hip can stay forward as you're stretching. Take a few breaths. Just really getting into those hips. Really nice. Now as we unwind, let's come around, and you can keep those hands in front of you, or you can drop down to your elbows, or you can go a little deeper, just depending on what you're ready for here today. So just take a few moments, really breathe into that left hip. Very good job. And then we're gonna go ahead, tuck that back toe under, lift the knee, sweep that left leg up and back, and then we're gonna go ahead and lunge that left foot up to the hands, and we're gonna come up to that high lunge. Okay, so reach those arms up. Think about pushing your right hip forward. So rather than leaning forward, tip your pelvis a little bit forward, reach for the stretch through the front of your right hip. And then let's bring the hands down, release the right knee, release the toes. Low lunge position, you can stay here. You might want to bring your hands up or even arch back. Or if you're ready to join me, reach back with that left arm, looking at that right foot, or maybe even pulling that right foot in if you like. So just take a moment, stretch there. Very good job. Okay, and then release. Come back around to the hands. Let's step into our plank position. And we're gonna go through a little flow chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. And we're gonna take our downward dog, treading those feet out. All right, from here, we're gonna look up at our hands, and we're gonna try to jump into a squat, okay? So your feet, you want them to land around your hands. So we're gonna jump up, squat, feet around the hands. I'm gonna kind of face you for this. So you've got this squat position. This is our low squat that we often do in yoga. So if you're not familiar with this pose, guys, I want you to think about making sure those heels are down. So if you're in like something like this, widen your feet a little bit so those heels can at least be under the knees. You're gonna kind of push your elbows against your knees and lengthen your spine. So from the side, I'll show you guys here. Often we might kind of want to do this. Instead, pull your chest up, elbows against the knees, lengthen your spine. You'll notice when you do that and you kind of add that pressure of those elbows against the knees, it's much easier to feel that stretch. So we're gonna try to do 4 squats all the way up and down from this position. Heels stay in the exact same place. I'm gonna angle a little bit so you guys can see, okay? So what's gonna happen, I'm gonna push through the legs, stand all the way up, and I'm actually gonna rise up to my toes as well. Then I'm gonna lower the heels, squat that hip all the way down, breathe in. Exhale all the way up, rise up to those toes, really strengthening those legs. Let's lower the heels all the way down. And breathe in all the way up. And exhale, squat all the way back down. You have just 3 more, okay? Up, I guess I said 4, and I'm sure we've done a few more, but let's do 2 more now. It's always good to have a few extra if you can, right? So let's go ahead and sit it back. Chest is lifted. 1 more time, breathe in. Exhale, sitting back. Very nice job. So hopefully you were still at the front of whatever side of the mat you were on. I just switched sides so you can face whatever direction here. And we're just gonna place our hands down now. I'm gonna do a jump back, but you can step back. So if you wanna have some fun with it, you can even come up into like maybe a little crane pose. If you're a little bit ready for that, jumping back, we're gonna do chaturanga, upward dog or cobra, and then back to that downward dog. So just walk those feet out. Okay, take your right leg up. We're gonna go ahead, lunge that knee up to the hands. Just find a pigeon. Keep that left leg back. We're gonna lift our chest and then exhale, just come over that right leg. So most of us have probably done pigeon at some point if we've been doing yoga for a while, or even Pilates. This is used for a stretch often. So just kind of notice how you're feeling after being more active in the hips during this short little class, and hopefully you can release some of the tension here. So breathing in Exhale, one more breath. We're gonna come up, wrists under the shoulders, tuck that left toe, full plank. We're gonna lower chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. Go back to our downward dog, tread those feet. And then left leg sweeps up, breathe in, and exhale. Bring that knee up to the hands for that pigeon. Lift the chest, inhale. Exhale over the leg and relax. Just breathing here, take a few moments. Very, very good. We're gonna slowly make our way up. We're gonna keep that left foot in front and just turn so that our right leg extends out to the side. And we're gonna reach up and over, big side stretch. Come back up, turn, face that leg, reach up and over the leg. Very good. And then as we come up, we're going to take this left knee and turn it inward. Okay, so we're going to stretch out our quadricep here. We're going to bring our hands back, push that hip forward, and then lower the right hip down. Begin leaning back. You might come to your elbows. Really open up the front of that hip and thigh. Maybe lay back, and we're going to feel that stretch. So a lot of times we think of this more as a quadricep stretch, but I want you guys to think of the front of the hip. So really drive that hip upward. Open up there. Breathe in. Very good. Exhale. Slowly make your way back to sit. And we're going to switch sides. So drawing the right leg and left leg side. Reach up and over. Big side stretch. Very, very good. And then turn, face that leg. Reach up and over. So again, all of these stretches get into the lower back, the hips, but we're getting all these other muscles too, like our hamstrings. So just enjoy all of that good stretching. Coming back up, we're gonna take that right knee inward now. So again, hands behind your back, lift your hips, push and feel that stretch through the front of your right hip. And then just begin to lower the left hip. Keep driving that right hip up. And you might even want to lay back to your elbows or all the way back if that doesn't bother you in any way. Make sure that your knee isn't hurting or anything like that. We're going to just really open up the front of this hip and thigh. Breathe in. Exhale. Take one more breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll make our way back up. And now we're going to just find a nice wide position with our feet. Hands are behind us. Back is still tall. We're going to drop both knees over to one side and then the other side, just getting into the hips a little bit. Just do two more. Side to side. Very good. Okay, bring both of your legs over to the right and laying down with your head either on your arm, laying all the way on your arm or up in your hand. We're going to go ahead and do a little circle, taking that right leg forward or that top leg forward. Bring it up and way behind you. Bring that leg forward, up, way behind you. We're going to do that just twice more. Forward, up, way behind you. One more time, forward, up, way behind you. Now we're going to reverse. We're going to take that leg back, up, way to the front. Again, back, up, way around to the front. Two more. Back, up, way around to the front. One more. Back, up, way to the front. Now take that same leg, push it back, bend the knee, reach the hand for the foot or ankle, push the knee down and the hip forward. Really breathe. It's that same front of the thigh that we're working on opening. Front of the hip. Often, especially if you're seated a lot, maybe doing desk work and things like that, this front of this hip can get really tight, so we want to open that up. Good. Take that knee, turn it out, stretch the leg side, just take a stretch. This is, again, maybe a little more of a hamstring stretch. Release. And we're going to press ourselves up and just swing our legs the other way, okay? So then from here, head is either on your arm or in your hand. Legs are turned out to that Pilates V stance. We're going to sweep that top leg forward. Draw a big circle up and around to the back. So you're really trying to keep your hips in that rotated, turned out position as you do this. And that is going to help you to really hopefully feel some of those tighter places through the hips. Opening up, okay? So one more time, keep that knee pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, and reverse that direction. Take that leg back, bring the leg up, around to the front. And take the leg back, up, around to the front. 2 more. Back, up, around to the front. One more time. Back, up, around to the front. Very good. Push that leg back, bend the knee, reach the hand for the foot or ankle, and push the knee down and the hip forward. And just feel that stretch. Really breathe into it. Very, very good job. Okay, we're going to go ahead and release that leg, and we're going to roll right onto our back, okay? We're going to hug both knees in and begin to circle those knees around in the hip sockets. Reverse direction. Hopefully your hips are already feeling so much more open. We're going to take our knees out towards our shoulders, flex our feet, hold our calves, ankles, or feet, and find happy baby pose, okay? So these are stretches that really can help release the hips. Make sure your lower back aren't your tailbone and lower back are not lifting. You want to keep those flat down so you can hold your calves, ankles, or feet, whatever you need to do that. Maybe expand your lower leg if you want a deeper stretch through the hamstrings and hips. And we're going to close and open our legs a few times in a moment. So if your knees are bent in that happy baby, go ahead, straighten them now. We're going to flex our feet and cross right leg over left. Open the legs. Cross, point, and open. Just for 4 and 3, because remember, we're strengthening as well here. 2 and 1. Okay, very good. Now close your legs, bend your knees, place your feet flat down, arms overhead, and we're just going to roll the hips up and just hold here. All we're doing, guys, is strengthening these glutes to help support our hips. So we're going to do what we call marches. We're going to lift the right knee, but don't let that hip drop. Try to keep it just as high. Place it down, lift the left knee and down. So as you do these marches, don't let your opposite hip drop, okay? We're going to go for 10 and 9. Breathing 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Breathing 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Very good. Press those hips even higher. Breathe in, and then exhale, melt your spine down. Very good. Hug those knees, and then right leg reaches out. Keep your left leg in. Circle that ankle. Reverse, and then just flex that left foot up. Extend, point, and flex that foot. Bend the knee to the side, and re-stretch the leg, point the toe. We're going to do our Pilates leg circle, so we're going to take the toe over to the right. Circle down, out to the left, stop 1. To the right, down, out to the left, stop 2, right, out to the left, stop 3, and here's 4. We're going to go the other way. We're going to take the leg left, down, over to the right, and a left, down, over to the right. 2 more. Okay, last one. And pull that leg toward you. Big, beautiful stretch here. Bend that left knee, place your right foot flat on the floor, and then cross your left ankle over top. Pick up that right foot and pull that right knee in to hug and stretch deeper through the left hip and glute. So just breathe here. Any of these stretches, guys, that you want to do a little longer, you can always come back to, okay? So I have a few more exercises for strengthening and stretching, so we're not holding the stretches quite as long, but some of these are so beneficial to hold for a while. So if you need to come back later, please do. Okay, let's go ahead, release that left leg, circle that right ankle. Reverse direction, flex that foot, extend, point, and flex. Okay, bend that right knee to the side, and then re-stretch that leg, lengthen the hamstring, and we'll do those leg circles here. So leg goes over to the left, circle down to the right, stop, left down to the right, stop, and left down to the right, stop, and left down to the right, reverse. Let's take that leg over to the right, down and left, stop, and right down over to the left, stop, right down over to the left, stop, last one, and hold. Pull that leg toward you. Big stretch. Very good. Bend that knee, and then we take that right ankle over the left thigh. Again, you can stay right here, or you can pull that left thigh in, and this just should feel really nice. A nice glute and hip stretch here. So just take a couple moments, breathe. Very, very good. All right, just a few more things and we are done. So let's go ahead now, uncross the legs, and we're gonna roll back over to our side. You're gonna bend your knees and push your feet as far back as you can. So you want everything flat in this front line of your body. You're gonna keep your knees stacked one on top of the other, feet one on top of the other, and then just open that top knee and close. So this is really more challenging, guys. If you really push those feet behind you, you might feel some stretching even on this bottom thigh and the hip. You might feel some stretching in this top front of the hip and even in that glute behind you. So we're gonna go for 4. Very good, and 3. Breathing, here's 2. And breathing, last 1. Okay. Pull this leg in because I think we skipped that stretch on this side on our other leg when we were doing those side work. So now we're going to sweep around and switch. So just that quick little exercise. Feet behind you, knees behind you. Head on your arm or in your hand. Legs way back and just open and close. Okay, so it's pretty simple. We're just opening, but if you're doing this correctly and really keeping those feet back in front of the body flat, it's kind of challenging to really open that knee. Again, you're gonna feel stretching all through those fronts of the hips on both sides, squeezing into the glute on the back. 4 and 3. Very good, breathing. 2 and 1. Okay, really nice. Go ahead over to your belly. And we're going to go ahead and reach those legs behind us. Just reach your right leg up. So you're activating the glute, but you're opening up through the front of your hip. Just hold for 4, 3, 2, and on 1, release. Now lift up your left thigh. Hold it up there. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and release. Take both legs up, lift, hold 4, 3, 2, and then reach your arms up, squeeze your heels together, swim everything back. If you can, bend those knees and pull those feet up for bow pose. That is going to get into those hips. And open up, breathe. Good. And if you want to go higher, go higher. 1 more breath. Very good. And release. Let's go back into child's pose. So just send your hips back to your heels. Take a few moments here. All right, guys, lastly, we're going to sit and do 2 more hip stretches that you're probably familiar with. We're going to do our butterfly first. So just feet together, knees open. Take a big side stretch. Other way. Keep those knees pressing open. Good. Come back up and let's just reach forward. Keep pushing those knees out to the side as you stretch forward. So just take a few moments, breathe in. Exhale. Again, breathe in. Exhale. 1 more breath in. Now as we exhale, coming up, bring your feet just a little bit forward, hands behind you. Back is flat. We're just going to close the knees and open 4, just right here. 3 and 2 and 1. And then from here, just expand those legs out. Your full, not your full straddle just yet, just a little bit of a V. Hands around your right leg, lifting 1, strengthening that hip. 2, 3, and 4. Hands around the opposite leg, sitting tall, lifting 1, just to strengthen that hip. 2, 3, and 4. And then finally, full straddle. Find that stretch for yourself. Big stretch up and over. Reach and lengthen. Should feel so nice. And then other side, big stretch up and over. Really good job. And then coming back up and coming forward. Just relax. Beautiful job, you guys. So take 3 more breaths. This is your last stretch here. Very good. Okay, 1 more breath in. Exhale, come up, and you can just shake those legs together, give those knees a nice big squeeze, and you guys are all done. So I hope you enjoyed the workout. This was Again, strengthening and stretching for your hips with yoga and Pilates blended together. So just so you guys know, if you do this workout, every so once in a while, maybe once a week if you can, you should notice that your hips start to feel more open and that you have more strength as well. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're able to find the benefits. Have a great day.